Welcome back to my channel and into my home. If this is your first time here, let me welcome you. My name is Michelle. I'm the mom to 3 moms and a dad. I started this channel because I wanted to encourage women to reclaim the peace in their lives through cleaning, organizing, and setting up routines. When you subscribe to my channel, you're considered a friend in my home. So let me tell you what we're going to be doing today. School is about to start here in Texas, and we have several grandkids in public education, ranging from kindergarten all the way up to 9th grade. I also have a grandson that will be starting his schooling as a homeschooler. As you know, homeschooling is close to my heart because I was once a young homeschool mother. So today, as I declutter and organize their toys, their books, their Legos, and their craft drawers, I'm going to be sharing tips with you on how you can support your adult kids and their kids while they're in school. Okay, let's go ahead and get started here. All right, I'm going to start right here in these cubbies, and I'm going to get all these toys reorganized. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put them back into their designated bins. Now, I like to use one of these bins for just baby toys, and then I divide the other ones up and I use them for like puzzles and maybe one for Legos and so on and so forth. So I'm going to go ahead and start working on that. I have several grandkids who love to do crafts, and they love drawing and playing with play-doh, water paints, things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clean out their craft drawers, and I'm going to restock it with more supplies. I'm also going to discard their old play-doh, and we'll be making some new play-doh here for them in just a little bit.
What is it?
It's a craft.
A super big craft kit?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll send it to Grammy. Say, love you, bye.
Love you, bye. Wow.
Another thing that you're going to see me doing today is I'm going to swap this area over into the dining room, and then I'm going to move that little kitchen that's in the dining room over here into this area. Now there's a couple of reasons why I'm doing this. This school year, instead of having 2 little crafters, I now have 5. Sophia and Waverly are just under 2, and Ryan just turned 1. So sitting at the dining table may just be a little more comfortable for all of them. And I want to go ahead and move the kitchen over into this area because my littlest ones, they love to play with the kitchen. But it's difficult for me to keep my eye on them when they're in the area that's tucked back there between the wall and the table. So I think that having the kitchen in this area will give them plenty of room to play with all of their fake food and pots and pans. Wait till you see the amount of fake food that we have for this kitchen. Madeline ended up giving me this toy, and she calls it the most useless toy ever. I've found that the grandkids really do love it, though. So they like to take these little flowers, and they like to float them in the pool because they think that they look like little Encanto flowers. Anyways, I'm trying to put this lock back on this, and I cannot figure out how to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and hold on to it, and I'll just let one of the moms put it on for me. This little area is the craft cart, and it's where we're going to be taking all the things out, and we'll be reorganizing it all. Everything is all mixed up in there right now, and there's also some little beads in there that have been taken out of the packages, so I need to get in there and get them secured because I don't want the little ones to get in there and put something in their mouth. Okay, so admittedly, it's been a good while since I've taken everything off these shelves and given them a good wipe down. So as you can see, there's a lot of fur and dust on these shelves. So I'm going to go ahead and get them cleaned up, and then we're going to move them over to the other side. So over the years, I have found some creative and practical ways to support my grandkids' schooling. Now, not every suggestion that I'm giving you is monetary, but some do require a dime or two. Also, remember, you don't have to be a grandparent to implement these ideas. My daughters support each other by buying shoes, clothes, cool school supplies, and things like that for their nieces and nephews. Every year, I get choked up when I see the kindness of my daughters towards their siblings. Anyway, there's no time for getting choked up here. So, one year we bought all the grandkids backpacks for the year. We had them choose their favorite color, and then we had their name embroidered on it. This made it really easy for them to locate their backpacks in a lineup. Now, this was several years back. In this day and age, I would not suggest putting your child's name across their back for clear safety reasons. But offering to buy their backpacks is a huge weight off the parent's back, no pun intended. You can also offer to buy their shoes or their jackets or new binders. Maybe surprise each child with pencils with their names on it. I get a lot of these things like that from the website Lily and Vernon. It's also where I got their backpacks, and anything that has their names on it, this is a great site to go to. I will link it down in the description box if you want to go see it. Another way that you can support your grandkids' schooling is to offer your time. Now, my kids and my bonus kids, they know that they can give me a call at any time if they need me to pick up a sick child from school or go to an in-school program that they aren't able to make due to a work obligation. I love having this one-on-one time with the kids. There was one year that I had 4 grandkids in the neighborhood school, so on Fridays I would pick up the whole crew and bring them to my house. That evening, I would make dinner for the whole family. We ate a lot of fajitas, tacos, large baked potatoes, and chili because those were the easiest things to make in large quantities. So if you're wondering, we now have 16 combined grandkids in our blended family. This year we have grandkids in schools in other states and other towns, and we have several in the schools in our surrounding area. As you know, since 2020, a lot has changed. We had kids doing school on Zoom and parents forced to stay home. This year, I feel like it's the first year since all that has happened that things just feel normal. I have kids that are excited to get on the bus and others who have never been into a classroom or into a classroom where they can see their friends' faces. And like I said, I have a grandson who will be homeschooling. My plan to help my daughter with Chase's schooling is to hold a weekly craft day here at my house. This will give Chase a chance to hang out with his cousins and his little brother while doing a planned craft all together. And of course, I'm here to support my daughter with homeschooling. Since I was a homeschool mom, I know the ins and outs of it, so I'm here to support her in any way that she needs me. As you can see, I'm still going through the bins. Right here, I'm trying to grab all the cloth food and put it into the baskets. And then I'm going to put all the wood food and the utensils, anything wooden, down into the bottom basket. I got these wooden stacking bins from Target. I thought that they would be really easy for the kids to get in and out of. Also, they're very lightweight, so they can be picked up and moved around. Like if I wanted to separate them and move them around, they're super easy to do that. I'm showing you these smaller wooden toys. I'm going to go ahead and put these into a separate bag so that way the little guys don't get into them. So these felt noodles are just so cute. I'm going to go ahead and organize everything, and then I'm going to put them and some of the canned goods into a little basket. Now, I warned you that we have a lot of food. We used to set this up and we would let the kids take the little shopping cart and go and get the food off the shelves type thing. Anyways, it was super cute, but I would not suggest getting one of those metal shopping carts. I know that they're cute and you see the kids pushing them around, so cute. But trust me, they will bang into the walls and it really mars the walls. Sometimes even puts holes in the walls. So I would not suggest those metal shopping carts. If you need any, just get the plastic one. We have a little handheld one that you'll see here in a little bit that's just got 2 wheels on it. There it is right there. It's just got 2 little wheels on it, and they just pull it behind them and put their little shopping stuff in there. And it's cute too, and it doesn't ruin my walls. I just found another hidden bag of groceries, so I'm going to go ahead and divide all this up, and then we'll pretty much be done with the kitchen. Okay, so here's how it turned out. I love the amount of space that the little ones will have over here. And I think I'm going to go ahead and add a little rug to go down here on the ground. It's just going to make it a bit more cozy. Plus, a rug in front of a sink is very popular in decor, don't you think? Anyways, this turned out so cute. I'm so excited for the little ones to come and see what Grammy's done to their little place here. Everything is all clean and organized and ready for them to play. Okay, so now it's time to clean over here in the dining room area. This is only the third time that this door has ever been opened since we built this house. Had I to build the house again, I would have just omitted this door and maybe put a window here instead. But hindsight's 20/20. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get all the baseboards and the door and the floor cleaned, and then we're going to move those white cubicles in here. I'm going to put some of these heavier bins down here on the bottom. That way some of our bigger little kids can go ahead and pull these out and put them in an area where they want to play with them. I've gotten rid of so much that here's a little empty basket that I'm just going to go ahead and stick here. I'm sure that it'll get filled with something in the future. I went to Target and I picked up a few new little toys. Occasionally I like to switch out the toys and just get something new to put out here, and then the rest, if they're not playing with them, I go ahead and pass them on to somebody else. Anyways, I thought this little puzzle pattern was really cute. I'll open it up in just a little bit and you'll get to see what's in there. The family bingo, that's super cute for the ages of 3 to 6, so my little ones will be able to play this together. I wanted to get several of these little paint things, but they only had this one, but I will be going back to get some other ones. And then, you know, the typical little shape sorter thing. I like it because it's wood. And then this right here, this will be really cute for Ryan because he really loves to pound and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and open these things up. I'll show you what they are and how to play with them, and then I'm going to go ahead and get them over onto the shelves. All right, so now I'm going to go through the books, and I'm taking out all these books that have little things written in them. This is something that I did for my daughter on her first baby shower with baby Chase. And instead of cards, we had people bring a book and write a little something in the book for them. I've been holding on to these books. The kids have been looking at them, obviously. But now Chase is 5, so I want to go ahead and get these passed on to his mama. And we will just buy some new books for here. But right here, I do have these books. This is my collection personally. So I do have these books. But I think I'll get a couple of more to put into here. Maybe for the season. Like I've got those pumpkin ones. Maybe I'll get a couple more pumpkins. Oh, and this Wonky Donkey, that is the best book ever. If you've ever seen that, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you really should go get the Wonky Donkey. Super funny. So I'm going to put those new toys up here on the shelf, and I'll also put some of their favorite ones that they like to get to when they come over and play. Alright, so this is what it looks like with the shelves over here. I think everything just looks nice and neat and orderly, and it'll be easy for the kids to pull those bins out and put them on the table or wherever so that they can play. Alright, so now I'm in the kitchen and I'm going to make a new batch of Play-Doh. You know, I was making Play-Doh back when my kids were young. So I was making Play-Doh before making Play-Doh was cool. You know what I'm talking about? I was doing things way back when, before any of that stuff was cool. Like homeschooling. When I homeschooled, it was not cool to homeschool. Now, it's a cool thing to homeschool. Let's see what else. Birth plan. I used to have a birth plan with each of my kids. I had a detailed birth plan that was hung on the door of the hospital room so that the nurses knew what my birth plan was. Back then, that was not cool. I was looked at very odd by carrying in a birth plan. But nowadays, that is way more mainstream. So with my first daughter, which was actually my second child because my son was my first child. So with my daughter, my second child, I wanted to try out cloth diapering. So that's what I did. I cloth diapered her. Now trust me, it was not cool back then to cloth diaper. But nowadays, it's super cool, super trendy. They have really cute diaper covers. They have all the things that you need to successfully cloth diaper a baby. Back then, I was having to make all that stuff. I was getting the looks from different people when I would carry my baby into places with cloth diapering. Anyways, I was doing all those things when all those things weren't cool, and now all those things are cool. What the hecky, Becky? Alright, now that this Play-Doh is cool enough for me to be able to touch, I'm going to go ahead and knead in some of this gel food coloring. Now, if you wanted to, you could put food coloring into the water that you're making your batch of Play-Doh with. But that's going to make a large batch of Play-Doh. I prefer to go ahead and divide my Play-Doh into fourths or thirds or whatever you want to do. And then go ahead and put the food coloring in and just knead it in. I know it looks like it's staining my hands, but honestly, it totally just washed off. There's a good amount of oil in the Play-Doh, so it just all washes off. Now, this is edible. If your child were to eat it, everything is food safe, but it wouldn't taste good because there's a lot of salt in this. But I do like it because it is edible should something happen. Okay, so here's the colors, and I'm going to go ahead and put these into individual containers. Right, so this is the final area that we're going to do, and we're going to be working on these craft drawers. I want to get these all organized. As I've said, we do lots of arts and crafts with the grandkids, and I like to have these drawers filled with a variety of things to encourage their creativity. As you can see, the drawers are a mess, and I need to get these all organized. All right, so let's start by putting the Play-Doh that we made into these plastic containers. I purchased these from Amazon, and these are the same containers that are used by the Etsy Play-Doh shop owners. So I'm laying down a towel because I don't want to scratch up my table. But in this top drawer is where I like to keep all their wooden beads, their pipe cleaners, little plastic beads, wooden popsicle sticks, and other fun things that the kids like to use to be creative with. But these little beads can be dangerous for the little guys, so I'm going to go ahead and stick them into these plastic containers. That way I can screw the top on tightly. I am going to have to end up using like 3 containers for those wooden beads, but that really is okay because that way I can just pass out a container to each one of the bigger grandkids sitting at the table, and they're not all having to share out of one box. I'm weeding out all the broken popsicle sticks, and then I'm going to put the rest of them into a Ziploc bag. Okay, so some artwork has already been thrown into this drawer, but typically I like to use this drawer for their pencils, their markers, crowns, scissors, glue, things like that. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove all this artwork that's already been done, and I'll go ahead and set it on the counter so that way the moms can go through it. And of course I'm going to keep a few special pieces for myself. This drawer is where I like to keep all their coloring books, construction paper, and drawing paper. Honestly, it's very rare that they ever pull out the coloring books. So far, the majority of the grandkids like to do free draw. But I'm going to go ahead and save these coloring books to see how Waverly, Sophia, and Ryan like them. And if they don't, I'll just go ahead and get rid of them. I have coloring books in this plastic container, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the paint supplies in the plastic container, and it's also going to go into the drawer with the paper. Okay, so this bottom drawer is the largest drawer, and it's where I keep all the Play-Doh activities. This orange Play-Doh, it was made about 15 months ago when my daughter and I did it for you guys. We filmed it for you guys. It's held up very well. It's still soft, and it should work for a couple more months. So I'm going to go ahead and hold on to that and just add it in with the other ones. Now, I did realize that I should have went ahead and put it in one of those plastic containers. So once I'm finished editing this, I am going to go in there and put it in one of those clear plastic containers. Now, this large plastic box, it's a sensory box that I got off of Etsy. At one time, I actually had 2 of these, but the top broke off of one, and it had like a little chip piece that could cut the kids, so I had to get rid of the box. But these are a bit costly, but in my opinion, they are well worth the price. I'm adding in a couple of photos of what these look like. This is from an Etsy account that I got these photos from. Kind of demonstrates what the boxes look like. If you're interested in one of these, just get on Etsy, and all you have to do is search for sensory bins, and I specifically got the Play-Doh ones. You can also get it with sand or rice or whatever. These ones are the Play-Doh ones. Okay, so all the drawers are done and everything is back in order and ready for the kids to get over here and play. Anyways, right here is the Play-Doh drawer. I'm going to go ahead and move everything to the front. It just looks nicer that way. And I will be changing out that orange Play-Doh into one of those other plastic containers. And then right here, this is where we have their paper, their drawing paper, coloring books, construction paper, all that. And then this drawer right here is for their pencils, crayons, markers, scissors, things like that. And this right here are all the little tchotchkes that they like to be creative with. Then right here is where I'm going to keep the drawers. It's very close to the table so that the kids can pull out the bins and craft at the table. I hope that this video has given you inspiration and ideas of how you can help support your grandchild, niece, nephew, or even a neighborhood child. If you like this video, would you please give me a big thumbs up? It really helps to support my channel. And if you haven't already, please click that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you get reminded every time I post a new video. If you're looking for more motivation, I linked another video at the end for you to go see. And I'll see you again in next week's video. Until then, stay blessed, my friends.